Guys, they said gospel allegedly sobbed uncontrollably, asking Kabiyesi why. Kabiyesi, you have given me the punishment for this particular act. Why am I serving another punishment? Because according to the information, they said the king have made it clear to gospel in a written form that nothing should ever bring gospel close to his chamber again, even if it is to give him reports of the activities that he sent her, that she should wait at the waiting room, or better still send another person, because if anything should carry her and come to the king's chamber again, that she will have herself to be blamed. They said the king was very, very angry. And what is the reason for his anger? Recently, they said a particular man have made a shocking confession that happened during that December period in Ibadan, during that stampede. You know that if not for God's intervention, if not that the God is highly with the jewel, that thing would have maybe still keep her in detention up till now. But God, in his infinite mercy, decided to take over. And that is why everything was settled the way it was settled. But these people's plan was to make her enter inside a prison for a very long time, or even buy her, because initially they also wanted to buy her. If you guys remember, information have it that that day that thing happened, those talks that came there was asking, where is the jewel? Where is the jewel? Where is the jewel? But unfortunately, she have not even come out when all of this thing started, to tell you that they sent those people to go and buy her and cause mayhem, so that at the end of the day, they will say, oh, she cried on the process of trying to help people. Maybe her help is not genuine and all of that. But if God be with you, no one can be against you. Even if they try to be against you, they will pay in many ways. Right now, gospel and co, they are paying. So according to the confession that led gospel into crying uncontrollably and refusing to eat, they said a certain man from Ebony's family have decided to confess. And this confession, they said, started with Igbi, because Igbi's son, his condition wasn't fine. The boy is about to join the ancestors from what we are hearing. And on several occasions, Igbi have done all that she can do as a human being to save the child's life. But from the look of things, it was not working. Not until they said Adetutu told Igbi that if you don't confess, maybe because of the people that are involved, you think you are protecting them, that you will be the one that will lose. Because by the time your son will buy, now you go lose. And it is not going to stop there. As long as you still live, you still be having problems until you open your mouth and confess. So Igbi, who loves her son so much, don't want anything to happen to the son. That was how they said she started telling her friend, who is from Ile-Ife, look at what happened, oh, look at this, look at that. And that was how they said her friend took her to an elder in their family that she will have to confess to, because she doesn't know how to face the king to start saying such a thing. Because in the Kabiyesi's widest imagination, he can never imagine that Igbi can do such a thing, even though he know that these people can go extra mile, but they never know they can go as far as trying to buy the jewel the way and with other people's children. So when Igbi's friend took her to an elder from one of the ruling house there, they said that ruling house in question happens to be the ruling house where Ebony comes from. But because there is serious gbas between the houses there, they said it was 9 houses that make up the ruling house. And amongst them, they are having land disputes. And this land dispute have caused so much division among them. So they can open up to expose the other family, in order to win the case, or just to offend them, just to make them know that, oh, we are no longer together and all of that. So when Igbi went to one of the elders from another house of the same ruling house to explain to him and confess to him all that they did, how a particular man from Ebony's side was the brain behind what happened in that December, and they said They now took okay, Igbi explained all of that to the man, telling the man how the other man was involved and all of that. That was how the man now went and told the king what Igbi have confessed to him. And in that confession, Gospel, Ebony, and Igbi, they are the major people there. Yes, they said Igbi was the one who paid for most of the expenses. Like they said, she spent like $6,000, you know, and some other what Ebony also paid some amount. Then Gospel played a part that is very important to achieve their aim. So after the king got that information, that was why the king became so mad at them. Remember that he told the Ebony's fame to withdraw his name from Ebony's business, that there is no how he will be a co-sponsor of Ebony's fame, and Ebony will be blasted. Ebony will be doing such a thing to him. And Ebony was still crying when Gospel's own came. They said Gospel's own is that the king have warned her that on no account should she come close to the king's chamber. That no matter how urgent that message can be, no matter how desperate or how important the message can be, that a Gospel should keep it to herself, or better still send another person. That the day Gospel will set her foot in the king's chamber, that something will happen to her unless the king revisit that declaration. They said it was a serious case. So such they said Gospel sobbed throughout the night. She did not eat. She was just crying. She said, isn't this the reason why the king removed immunity from her? Because remember, there was a time that such confession came, but they did not go deep. They did not explain everything. The reason Igbi explained everything right now is because of the fact that it is affecting her negatively. Her son's life is at stake. So if there's anything she must do to save the baby, Igbi is ready to do it. And when Adetutu told her that unless you open your mouth, you might end up putting your son in the ground, they said Igbi could no longer hold it. So Igbi also said the ones that she's not expected to say. That was why the king was so mad at them. And Gospel was crying, saying that the king, you have removed my immunity because of this. And ever since then, I have lied low and all of that. My people, what that they say shall never end. You see, in this life, no evildoer must go unpunished. Yes, no evildoer must go unpunished. And they said recently, after they removed the immunity from Gospel, Ebony, and Igbi, that Gospel have changed though from what we are hearing. Or is she pretending? Because I see her from her stories, I see her as Olori Two-Face. Maybe she have started doing Two-Face again, so that the king will think that she have changed completely. So they said after they remove immunity from her, she have changed, such that the king have started trusting her small again. So she now have access to go to the king's chamber and feel relaxed and all of that. So the kind of privilege that she have right now is better than that of Ebony. But with this latest confession, they said she have lost everything again, because the kind of seriousness in the king's warning, she might not even want to try to go there again, because something might happen if she tries to disobey the king. So this is what we are hearing, if the information is true. I want to remind you that these are all alleged unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you.